What is up? Welcome into the Buddy Cop Podcast. My name is Sean Leary. I am a comedian and a producer here in Los Angeles, and I am joined by my two mates, my two buddies. First on my right here, I have producer, comedian, impressionist, actor from Netflix extraordinaire, Scott Ibarra.
Thank you.
I've also got the third mic, sound producer, computer engineer, looking up what he's going to be watching after the show on Amazon right now. Tom Cocking, never prepared, never ready, never charged, nothing plugged in.
Still
I
deleting
love it.
his MySpace right now.
Ripping his vape, finding the USB. There's always something. It's fantastic. And we are here to talk about the 1997 Jerry Bruckheimer smash hit Con Air. Welcome to Con Air. Ooh, I'm so excited for this one because this is our first, I would say, objectively, subjectively, collective consciousness, pop culture zeitgeist bad movie.
You said zeitgeist, nice.
But you know what I mean? Where it's like the collective of, the world, everybody, the industry thinks that this movie, Con Air, is a bad movie. When I'm here to tell you from the mouth of Sean Daddy Leary, this movie fucking rips.
There it is.
And will you double stamp or triple stamp on that, Scotty boy?
You
can't.
I'm gonna adjust myself. I agree that it's if you watching it now, it's deliciously bad, but really fun because it's a Bruckheimer movie. And even though Michael Bay didn't direct it, it feels like
it feels
like that. Big characters, huge explosions. Mullets.
It's like Jerry Bruckheimer had sex with the desert and made a Michael Bay movie.
Is it me or does Jerry Bruckheimer and Michael Bay, even though Michael Bay didn't make this movie, it was Simon West, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say Michael Bay?
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Sorry. Every movie, everyone has to be sweaty.
Yeah.
Everybody's sweaty.
I think what's so great about Con Air,
Megan Fox in Transformers.
a little sweaty, a little hot, a little sweaty, and that's
nice.
It's a perfect lead-in because this whole thing is sweaty. There's so much to unpack here. Like,
everybody's covered in margarine.
Yeah, there's a margarine protocol on set. It's just a little, let's put a little Miracle Whip on them, get a little grease. We're doing pull-ups. We're doing push-ups in between scenes, but we're going to get into all of it. We're going to get into favorite moments.
But this is when Nicolas Cage was huge. Late 90s, Nicolas Cage.
Like huge
figuratively and literally yoked.
He was
jacked.
And we're going to do it. We're going to do favorite moments. We're going to do fun facts, box office. Ooh. We'll talk about how much it made or how much it took to make this movie. Yeah. And we'll talk how much this movie made. We'll do the Rotten Tomatoes score, audience and critics. We'll also do some hot takes.
Yep.
We'll unpack it, impressions, bits, all that fun stuff. Email the show, thebuddycoppodcast@gmail.com. All of the socials. We are at the Buddy Cop Podcast. I want to kind of get into it. This is a Touchstone Pictures. This is Jerry Bruckheimer's first solo dolo daddy.
By himself?
His boy Don, because Jerry Bruckheimer was, before this, he was working with Don Simpson. Donnie Simpson
passed away.
Got sicky dicky, little too. Donnie Simpson did a little too much Donnie Cokey and got a little Donnie Nosey and ended up in Donnie Heaven.
By the way, if nobody knows who Dom Simpson is, if you just Google a picture of him, you're like, that's the guy you get coke from.
Movie producer, cocaine guy.
Yeah, that guy owns every couch in that guy's house.
Yeah, please Google Don Simpson. So Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson were famous. They were making all the iconic Top Guns, those action movies that didn't have a ton going on, but it was like, a plane just took off a boat. You saw a car drive over a curve. Look at that shot. Tight shot. Action. Gone in 60 seconds.
Did you say Jeffrey Dahmer?
Boom. No.
Nobody said Jeffrey Dahmer.
Who am I Googling?
Tom is already
who am I
out of control.
Don Simpson?
Less than 2 minutes into this.
What the fuck? Okay, Don
I can see how Don Simpson could be Jeffrey Dahmer. That happens.
Okay. All right, so he's looking up Jeffrey Dahmer's Don Simpson and their pictures side by side.
He's got to get that ayahuasca.
It's a juxtaposition. This is 1997, right? How about we start here? Because I'm always wondering where to start on the Buddy Cop Podcast. We have all the fun facts. We have all the favorite moments. But I think with you is
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. This is Nick Cage's Cameron Poe. Yeah. Okay. Did you know that you could just defend your wife and do self-defense?
It was a worst.
And just,
it was the worst.
Defend your wife's honor and wind up in prison for 10 years in a maximum security prison.
First of all, anybody in the military, if they're defending themselves against like 4 drunk guys with broken bottles, you're not going to jail.
And the fact is, the judge goes, because you're an Army Ranger, because you're a deadly weapon.
Fake.
Wait, hold on.
Fake.
Oof.
Fake.
Oof.
Let me say, go. You first.
You go. You go.
I will go first.
No, you go.
No,
So a friend of mine,
I'm going first.
No, he's going.
A friend of mine. I wasn't there, but I heard a friend of mine got in a fight one time, drinking whatever. A bunch of friends of mine.
Was he military?
He's military.
Okay.
He's like special
Ex-military
forces,
or regular military?
He was in, and he was young.
He reggies.
Dude,
Right.
these
See
guys,
some
like,
things.
stupid guys around a bar, whatever. He flattened like 4 guys that tried to mess around with him, whatever. The cops came. Everybody's on the curb, handcuffed. They immediately looked at him. They found out. They're like, oh, Captain, blah, blah, blah. So sorry. Thank you for your service. Uncuffed him, peeled the guys off the pavement, and the other guys apologized to him. If you're in the military,
Yeah, you are.
especially if you're like a
revered.
ranger and you flatten a bunch of guys in self-defense, dude, the cops will salute you. They'll be like, right on. They're not going to be like, you know what, this is wrong.
Yeah, no, the guy runs up, the barkeep runs up and he goes, God damn, this guy's dead. Hey, Poe, you killed him. This guy's fucking dead.
I watched.
It was so
Were
funny.
you in the movie? That was so good.
No, the guy
Damn.
literally, he's
fucking dead.
The barkeep guy who knows Monica Potter, who plays Cameron Poe, played by our boy Nick Cage's wife, right? She's a bartender at that bar, right?
You said barkeep.
Barkeep.
Yeah.
No. The barkeep
Wench.
comes up to check on the bartender. First thing he does is immediately go check the piece of shit guy that started the fight's pulse.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he dead. This motherfucker's dead.
Well, what he said though, that
He looked like an EMT too. Like he knew how to.
Oh, he went straight for that pulse.
Yeah.
What'd
The
he say?
carotid.
I think he checked his earring. He's like, oh.
Oh, they call him at that bar. They call him Carotid Carl because he's so great at finding the carotid.
No. So what they said, this is what got me. He goes, "That's why you pussies died in Vietnam." Like he had like this fucking
I
like, very
hated those
aggressive-
guys.
Second thing I hated, no guys, especially
Who
in
fights a ranger?
especially in wherever they're at. They're in Alabama. Or
Alabama.
They're in
Yep.
the bayou.
Alabama.
Nobody in the South would be calling out a ranger
No.
uniform like, "You guys are pussies." I'm
They'd
like,
be like,
no.
That might happen in San Diego, not in
No,
Alabama.
that wouldn't happen. That would
Never
happen in
in
like
a million
Culver
years.
City.
"That's why
Oh.
you pussies lost Vietnam."
That might happen in
And those
Long
guys wouldn't
Beach.
look like that. They'd have high ponytails. They'd work at a. They'd be baristas and they'd be yelling at them like, you guys fucking Vietnam. But it wouldn't be like some hillbilly dudes like that. They'd be like buying him a drink. It was so.
they'd be so like bowing to him.
I felt like it was.
I don't have anything against baristas. I'm just saying like.
Because
That would be the only
Hey,
people that'd be
baristas
like,
follow
I'm
us,
not
please.
cool with military people. But even then, they wouldn't talk shit to him.
No.
It was so fake. It was. So
it would be
dumb.
behind their back, out
Yeah.
back, drinking a latte. This
I
fucking
know.
guy.
I was watching that part. I was like, okay, this is
Yeah,
can we wrap
yeah,
it up?
yeah,
Good.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
in jail.
yeah.
Good. Tax
Yeah,
evasion.
get him to jail with the worst lawyer in the history of films, where he goes, "Hey, plead out. We're gonna get you out. We're
would've
gonna
been
take it
better
out.
if
Get
Cameron-
you out. Just plead.
Oh,
Just
greasy
plead.
boy, yeah.
Go ahead and plead."
It'd be better if Cameron Poe like took a knee at a game. You're like, put him in jail. Life. Done.
And what's so funny is Cameron Poe's lawyer, Nick Cage plays Cameron Poe. Cameron Poe's lawyer clearly is $5 an hour.
Oh, he's
it is like, are you also the bail bondsman for the district? Because he's also the guy that gets eaten by the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3.
Everything we
a
talk about
Spinosaurus-
goes back to
the fuck
Jurassic
is
Yeah,
Park for you.
it truly does. It's
Wait.
all kind of like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but I do the 1 degree of Jurassic
Everything
Park.
can
Yeah.
be brought back to.
Anyway,
But he says though, he goes,
Yeah, just plead.
my first
Yeah.
comment
You
was
might
this.
do one.
All I said was, the moment he came on screen, I'm like, look at that greasy fuck.
Greaseball
you're done.
Johnson.
There's no way you're gonna make it.
Plead
of
out, I'll get you 1 year. So he pleads and he gets 10 years for self-defense. And the guy who plays the judge is one of those actors where you recognize him and you go, I know you.
Yeah.
You're in stuff, but you're not.
Yeah.
Where you go, oh, I know that guy has had bigger roles, but Con Air's a big one, and you didn't get a big one in Con Air.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
this. Guy
5 minutes
from
on the first
Con Air.
on
No,
how
but-
fake it is. I got a burp. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We're good. Okay.
Do you want to start this whole kind of universe of the villains are elite, the accent isn't, the accent is elite, the villains aren't? Where do you land on Nick Cage's performance as Cameron Poe?
I thought the choice. I remember watching this. for the first time, and I was young and thinking like, that's a stupid accent. Why would they do that?
So you immediately were taken out.
And now looking back and knowing why he did it and everything, and making the choice, because there's a lot of things that go behind it. He made the choice because, for a lot of reasons, you have to make him military so that immediately you know why he won't leave his partner, why he won't leave the plane, why he won't leave Bubba.
But so he was like IQ of 67, but that his accent was like he was Forrest Gump.
No,
yeah, he talked like that.
No, he was Forrest Gumpy.
No. The thing
I liked when he goes, "There's my daughter's picture."
There's no way that there's no way in the original script they were going to keep him where he's the hero. But it as much as the movie's unrealistic, it would make it very hard for the viewer to watch and see a guy keep going. All he wants to do is go back to his child and wife, right?
Oh, I get that.
So why would he
die off the oak trees? I'm coming home.
I understand. I'm gonna bring you home.
That, dear Casey.
I do not know love, but I know that.
Dear Casey, there's been a murder in Savannah.
Okay, now we're in Forrest Gump. Now you're Forrest Gump. Yeah, thank you. It was not Nick Cage. That was. Now we're eating shrimp.
Well, how do you feel about it as an adult man right now when you rewatch this for the podcast? Cameron Poe, his accent.
I don't like
because
it.
Let me just
like it, but it worked.
Let me scoot to a fun fact real quick because we get to those later in the show.
Let's go.
But
Scoot.
Nick Cage, at this point, this is his trinity. This is the holy trinity of Nick Cage 90s action.
Because in the same year he did.
Hold on.
In 1990, no, please do not do it. In 1996, please just save it for 48 minutes from now. Nick Cage did The Rock with Sean Connery, which was a smash in 96. Yep. Then he did this.
Boom.
3 weeks after this was Face Off.
Boom.
That's the holy Nick Cage trinity.
And then what did he do in 99?
Snake Eyes.
And Gone in 60 Seconds.
And 8mm.
Oh my God.
Gary Sinise.
And basically, it is like half of the work that he's doing right now on Prime Video.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not going to lie, those movies fucking rip.
They're all good.
But what I was saying,
I'm like, this is so dumb, and then you watch him, you're like, God,
it's fun. He can carry a scene. He carries a scene. But what I'm saying in this,
he could do a movie about Peter Pan peanut butter, and you'd be like, fucking Nick Cage is best role ever.
Dear peanut butter.
So, I don't know what it is about peanut butter, but I gotta have it.
It's the 90s, right? It's 96. It's 97. It's
Nicolas
Cage. It's Pete Cage. So he can call some shots on set, right? Yeah. He's basically a producer on this movie. The whole Southern, the whole Alabama.
Do you know who my uncle is? You're like, who? He's like, Francis Ford Cage.
Literally.
Yeah.
He is, if you guys, just a real aside, if you don't know this, if you're not a huge movie buff, Francis Ford Coppola is Nicolas Cage's uncle. Nick Cage's real name is Nicolas Coppola. He changed it to Nick Cage so that people wouldn't think he's a Nepo baby. But now, in the age of Nepo babies, he the biggest. He might be the biggest. Anyway.
He also was doing small time like amateur porn at that time as well. And he had to have an alias.
Like a real thing?
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
I got you.
That's why Scott's such a good actor. You never know if he's being real or
Full House.
But did you
that's how you know. We are presented by Killian's Acting Workshop. Killian's, be like Scott. Never know if he's telling the truth or being fake. Is it good for a relationship? I don't think so. I'm his best friend.
But so Raising Arizona, right? That was his first one that I ever watched.
Well, hold on. Let me finish this last thing.
I'm so sorry. Continue.
Because he did all the choices in this movie were Nick's of I'm going to be Southern. He went down to Alabama. He lived with the Bushmen.
Yeah.
He basically was like the bunny, the daughter. If I'm from the South, I will fight for the honor of the woman, of the lady. There's been a murder in Savannah.
It was a stupid accent.
But hold on.
But it was a good choice.
Yeah, it was. I agree because he wouldn't
made his
leave,
character likable.
and it made the character believable when he wouldn't get off the plane on the third act because the guard was still on there, potentially getting hard-r'd by Danny Trejo.
Assaulted by Trejo.
So that SA'd. If she were to get SA'd, he couldn't live with it. If he's not the Southern gentleman, does he come back on the plane to save the girl?
It's like, what would my daughter think if I left you on the plane like this to be dishonored?
Put the bunny back in the box.
I love Nick Cage in this whole movie because his eyes don't change. The whole time he's like, Put the bunny down. Put the bunny back in the box.
Dear Casey, it's been 11 months since I've seen the sun, but all I can think about is your blonde hair I've never seen in my entire life. I can't wait to meet you. Dear Casey.
It's been 11 months since I've got a haircut. I have a beautiful bob that goes down to my shoulders. I look like I'm a backup singer for the Mamas and the Papas.
Dear Casey, I went on to star in Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, Lost in New Orleans, and it wasn't very good.
My dearest Casey, at some point in my life, I will make a movie where my face gets ripped off my own face, and I fake my face with my own face, and it's called a face-off.
Dear Casey.
Dear Casey, I realized this month that I could never be an auctioneer because I speak way too slow.
Dear Casey, I learned this week that Dave Chappelle turned down Forrest Gump and lost a lot of money, and I'm glad I didn't do that.
Dear Casey, I'm sorry Bubba had to die twice in both these movies.
He doesn't die in this.
He didn't die in the first. Bubba didn't die in the first one, but he died in the second one. We all have the same accent.
Dear
we love
Casey.
this accent. We love it.
Okay. Scott hates it when impressions go too long. I
love it.
Okay.
No, Tony cut it. His job is fucking piece of cake.
Ooh.
I want to talk about.
Pixelation.
Please don't give him more of a platform.
Bill, how cute
Actually,
he is,
just
though.
please
He's
pixelate
cute.
him.
Just
What?
mic him up. I want to mic him.
I want to go here.
Tag him and bag him.
I want to go here
Please
because
don't.
these aren't your favorite kind of movies. You like
Yeah.
more of the grounded, realistic pictures.
Yeah, if you're going to go trashy, super cheesy, go 80s. I think when they started doing it in the 90s, Jerry Bruckheimer got away with it. I'm like, okay, fine. After a while, I'm like,
So what's your favorite part of this movie? Are you into the comedy? Are you into the more dark? Are you into the more Cyrus the Virus? Are you into Garland Green? Where do you land?
I love Cyrus the Virus. I think who saved the movie was John Malkovich and Steve Buscemi.
So when you say
so
save
good.
the movie, you think that it needed saving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I think if you, because I
Buscemi.
think.
But are you watching this like, the
No,
English Patient, or are you watching this like Nicky Cage?
I watched it when I was young,
But-
and I didn't give a shit.
so
And I was
then-
like, action.
So you, that's
that was
where I'll
just
argue. Then it doesn't need saving.
Most people were watching Nick Cage at that time. He's got the short hair. He's
leaving Las Vegas.
Right. And then you see him with the mullet and
really
the tank
good.
top, because this movie is just Die Hard on a plane. Like more than any
Well,
of the other
didn't they already
I mean,
do
not
that with
really.
Executive Decision?
No, this one actually is way more into it because the tank top. He's running around in a wife beater.
True.
Right?
he's ripped as fuck though. By the way,
He's
Yeah,
ripped.
Good for
so
him.
jacked.
Running around in a
Good
wife
job,
beater. He's in a plane. He goes back to save it. There's like some other shit that's very.
There's a bunch of broken glass that
he's barefoot.
shoot the glass.
The glass.
Throwback.
So can you find a
this is
favorite
Die Hard on a
in a
plane.
movie like this? Can you find a favorite part because it's not your favorite kind?
I can't really find a favorite part. I didn't like Dave Chappelle in it.
Well,
That's
I mean,
funny.
He
That's
died pretty quick.
That
But I mean-
surprises me. I thought you would like his performance.
No, I mean I like Dave Chappelle.
He
but
improvised almost all of his lines.
And
All
it
about
wasn't-
it's Indian like.
it wasn't.
racism.
It was typical Jerry Bruckheimer where they're all improvising and doing funny lines. So it seemed like.
I thought it was a
movie.
tight script.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think that's what works for these movies where it's like, whoa, he thought of that line. God,
Yeah.
imagine being that guy
The
at a
part where
party
Steve
thinking
Bu-
of that line.
Steve
Way to
Buscemi.
think of that line.
Steve Buscemi though, his scene where he's with the girl in the
Oh.
pool, and you're like,
Fuck.
oh my god, is this
That
gonna
kills
get dark?
that's killed me for 30 years.
Oh my
Well,
god.
he never did it right. Like,
No, yeah,
And
because
then
you
he
see her
and
later,
then you
yeah.
see when you're laying, she's waving bye, and he has the
Oh,
thing.
and you go,
Yeah, but
you
so-
just grab your heart and you just go,
thank fucking God.
and then he gives
because he actually ends up being a pretty redeemable character. Not redeemable,
'Cause
but
he-
you know that he only ate and killed pieces of shit.
You're right.
It actually makes sense of,
Well, so that was the
he's
part-
at the
yeah.
blackjack table at the end. He was the one that was like the voice of reason amongst the
He was-
animals. Because he's
the voice of the audience.
Yeah.
Of the liberal
Yeah.
audience. He's like,
the Leonard Skinner line with
Right.
the plane
so
crash.
and I had to like sit there, I'm like, I forgot that Leonard Skinner died in a crash.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
He's
that
like-
forgot.
speak of irony. They're singing a song from a bunch of people that died on an aircraft. Huh? And when he gives that whole monologue to Nicolas Cage and them about like life and like how like
Oh, he was
sickening-
great, yeah.
and you're like, he's not wrong. And then when you see the girl, you're like, I like him. He just ate 1 million people, and he's like, I drove across the country.
No, that's what I mean.
Wearing a girl's head as a hat. What are you gonna do?
That's what I mean. Is like his character is one of the most interesting because it's the most detestable in terms of body count.
It tastes like chicken.
But at the end, when he's rolling craps at Circus,
you want him to win.
You're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't eat that girl? Go have fun.
And he probably ate someone's spleen the week before, and you're like, give him a chance, guys.
Yeah, let this guy have a nice day.
Yeah.
You knew he was a real fuck, and they wanted Tim Roth for the role, but they couldn't get him. Yeah, he would have been good, yeah. They wanted Tim Roth. They got Steve Buscemi. You know somebody's a real nasty lizard fuck, and that's if you've been watching the Buddy Cop podcast. That's my favorite for the detestable characters.
Yeah.
When you got to do 2 keys, when it's 2 nuclear keys. Hey, like when the guards go to open his truck and he's got the mouth mask, the hand guards. He's Lecter.
Oh, he's terrifying.
They got to do 2 keys to open the door.
So stupid.
I love the 90s and the 2 keys, the nuclear football. Oh, you can't launch that missile without this key or this key.
Yeah, if you
and they 2-keysed Buscemi.
If you want to get into Cyberdyne Systems and get the chip and the arm out, 2 keys, same time.
Diamond Dog, 1 key. Cyrus the Virus, 1 key. You know who fucking got 2 keys? Garland Green,
Buscemi.
the Marietta Mangler.
the nicest guy, 30
the
people.
The nicest dude.
What do you guys got? But I've got 2 keys.
Yeah, I mean, I remember recalling back to as a child. It was Ving Rhames. I'm recalling as we speak.
Yes.
It was not Ving Rhames. It was the guy that he killed on that Nick Cage killed. The scariest guy, I thought. Was that guy? He died
in the downstairs of the plane.
When they do the dumbest fight, I want to
when he put him into the thing. And
because they fight under their heads.
Yeah, they're all over 6 foot fighting in a 4-foot roof.
And they're like this,
it was that guy. That guy's in a bunch of stuff, and he's kind of a prick. Good actor.
He plays that really well.
But he scared me the most.
Yeah, that guy was scary.
Like Ving Rhames,
what was his name? Anybody remember?
Bob. It was like no. I'm not kidding. It was.
Let's see.
Bob was his father.
No, he had a nickname, but because
it was a good nickname.
Can I just say that this
look it up?
I'm doing
this movie?
My job. I'm trying my job.
This isn't even a hot take.
Wait,
this
give us like 10 minutes. Tom will find it.
Yeah, this is a strong take from me in the middle.
Yeah.
The character introductions for the villain in this movie, Billy, not Bobby,
Bedlam.
Billy Bedlam.
Bedlam.
He was dark as fuck.
He was like
the character introductions.
You said you had 15 years. Looks like you're about to get out.
And then he looks up. He goes,
"You lied. Look at my yellow teeth."
Yeah, he did have some
Billy
gnarly.
Bedlam.
He was like if Michael Keaton in Birdman had gnarly yellow teeth.
Yeah.
And the scar.
Okay, so this movie, the villain introductions are elite. Because what is so great about the production of the movie is they bring them out one by one from the bus, but they keep opening the door to the bus each villain. You ever been on a bus? The door opens and everybody gets off.
I rode the bus for 10 years here.
Yeah, no, we know. It's one of our greater clips.
Are you all right?
Yeah, are you okay?
Huh?
What happened?
Make fun of my pain, guys.
Anyway, so I think the first one is Billy Bedlam. Billy Bedlam gets off. There's Billy Bedlam. Murder, racketeering, extortion. And then the door is shut and it opens. Diamond Dog, a.k.a. Diamond Dog. Extortion, racketeering, murder.
This bothered
door
you?
shut. No, I loved it. It didn't bother me. I just think it's funny how the bus door stays open.
That's when you knew the film was going to flop.
And then I love it when Cusack gets nervous about Cyrus and he goes, Cyrus Grissom, a.k.a. Cyrus the Virus. And he goes, extortion, kidnapping, then murder. He does murder third or fourth. And it's all in Raz. It's all character introduction. And it's basically, did you see Suicide Squad? The one with Will Smith?
Yeah.
It's the exact dialogue.
Oh my God, it is. It's the same as Suicide Squad.
It's literally the same. And so
Suicide Squad was garbage.
Bruckheimer giving them ideas. All I know is the tight shot of Johnny Malk coming off that bus. I mean, this movie, like, say what you will about the Bruckheimer universe. Cheesy, it's Swan, Michael Bay, all the bullshit, whatever.
Sweaty.
4 individual shots. Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scott, I like it. I like a set piece, and I like that wide.
Do you like set pieces?
But they did a tight shot on John Malkovich. Yeah, I do. They did a tight shot on John Malkovich's face with just the desert and dust, and I'm just like, that's movie, man. That's fucking movie.
John Malkovich.
Welcome to Con Air.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that you keep your dick in your pants. I can't do it, John Malkovich, but
I gotta beat.
You did it better earlier.
I did do it better earlier.
What do you got? You got a bone to pick.
So
Bone to pick.
Wait, hold on.
Sandstorm. There's
Stop.
no sand in fucking cars.
Hold on, stop, because I looked all this stuff up. I'm talking to the videographer. I'm talking to the producer. I'm talking to a producer. I specifically looked this stuff up because I knew Carson City is eerily close to Lake Tahoe, where our boy Waldo grew up in the 90s. Okay?
You were the girl in the pool.
So Carson City,
I've been the girl.
They go from Carson City down to the Lerner Airfield, close to Las Vegas. I'm going to say this. All of this stuff tracks.
There's
what do you got, baby?
There's no airport.
Where's your bone?
There's no airport.
Oh, so you go to Bone, or you go to the airport.
Yeah.
You don't go to the sand.
There's no airport in Carson City. That's
not true.
There's no sand in Carson City. It is a mecca of shrubs.
Will you look that up?
I don't need to.
All right, let me look it up.
Let me go back in my brain.
I'm gonna look it up.
You're right, Tom.
Yeah, it's where I grew up.
This film is trash.
Yeah.
This film is horrible.
No, it's not that at all. There's no sandstorms in Carson City.
Yeah, scrap it. The whole film's trash.
Yes, Carson City has sand.
Of course they do. It's not a sandstorm. It's like.
Are you gonna come to the table with a bone to pick that is factual and reasonable?
Yes, because it's the biggest little city in the world.
Because everyone hated the shotgun TED Talk that you did.
They
were like, yo, I have shotguns.
No, they're like, I shot a lot of people out of the planes and stuff with shotguns from 40 miles away.
Mad. Okay, Scott's mad. We gotta figure it out. Scott's mad.
By the way, there is sand. There's sand everywhere in the world.
Get the fuck out of here.
But you cannot, fuck. There's no sandstorms in Carson City.
I believe you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, what did you think of Irish?
I was almost as mad as you were.
What did you think of Cole Meany's character? He played the DEA guy with the curly hair with the nice car. He's in every movie as like an Irish dick.
No, he's such a...
What did you think of him in this?
Douche.
But he played it perfect.
Oh, his car was ass kicker.
Yeah, what did he say? He's probably recycling somewhere or selling sandals. I was like,
okay. I'm just gonna get right to it. I did not like John Cusack in this movie.
I don't like him.
He did not want to be. He didn't want to. Scott, he was say anything. He was gross point blank. He didn't want to be there. It's noted to producers. It's noted to the directors. It's noted in the commentary.
He didn't want to be there.
He did not want to do the movie.
You know that?
Yes.
He talked to him earlier.
Johnny Hughes told Donnie Simp before he died. He told Johnny Brook he didn't want to do the movie.
You know this for a fact?
Yes,
that John Cusack didn't want to be there?
Yeah, it was for money.
I love him even better because he fucking crushed it with not
I thought that he did a really good job in the helicopter scene. Other than that, he didn't want to be there, and it read in the material. So here's a couple of fun facts real quick. They wanted Bill Paxton.
Ooh, he would have been good.
He would have been awesome.
Yeah.
And they also wanted
he just came off
Matthew Broderick or Robert Downey Jr. Hear me out.
They all would have been good.
Hear me out on RDJ.
So that whole role.
Hear me out on RDJ.
Yeah.
He played the same part, but broke bad in U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals that's in on it. So I get it. I get the turn down.
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick, Bill Paxton. Because here's what I think of John Cusack. Gross point blank, say anything. My wife thinks he's cute. He's not right for this movie. Matthew Broderick would have been the perfect. Oh, I could believe him. He's wearing Birkenstocks. He's got a shit car, but he took the other guy's car. He's not DEA, but he really cares about the plane. Cusack, to me, in this movie is wearing clothes that are way too big for him, and it just doesn't work.
It's the 90s, dude. Everybody had baggy
Well, my issue with John Cusack is he looks just like Joan Cusack without hair. It's the weirdest thing. It's the strangest. And I know they're related.
They're both hot.
But it's weird when I watch him. Like, he looks just like her. It's so strange.
Makes you want to make out.
Are they twins?
Tom. Huh?
Are they twins?
You can have them both, Tom.
I don't.
Bruce Willis.
You do. You'll think about it tonight, Tom.
Fuck.
The Joan and the John.
Joan J squared.
There you go.
All right.
Bruce Willis was offered Cyrus Grissom. What do you think about that?
He would have made it more of a serious, less funny
He
role.
would have done the Jackal. Remember the Jackal with Richard Gere where he plays the bad guy that kills Jack Black? It would have been too serious. I think Bruce
would have
if he would have done that, would have been great. It would have been a different movie.
John Cusack and John Malkovich, the Johns.
They
could have been replaced with other characters and would have done it very well.
I will say this. I would not like to replace John Malkovich. I thought John Malkovich was phenomenal.
He was great.
I wouldn't touch him. I would touch Cusack. Also, MC Gainey, who played Gator, the pilot who comes in after they take the plane. Yeah, come on, I got mutton chops and I'm going to land us. Swamp Thing. Did I say Gator? My bad. Swamp Thing, MC Gainey, the actor who played him, said it was his most famous. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
MC Gainey, the guy who played Swamp Thing, the pilot when they take the plane.
Yes.
He said that was his favorite role that he's ever played as an actor.
What else has he done?
He's always that guy. You know what he always plays?
What?
In the credits? Lizard fuck. He's always a lizard. Like, you know what I mean when I say lizard fuck? From the South, bad guy, piece of shit, probably does crimes against children.
But he's in...
Scott's ready to leave.
He's in Justified. Goggins and his dad are in Justified, and they're great bad guys.
They wanted Swayze for Cameron Poe.
Swamp Guy is in Justified. That's like a favorite show of mine.
Cool.
And it's him and write it down. Make sure you see that's a good show.
Okay,
Where are we now?
Here's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
We just talked about the Dust Bowl for 5 minutes.
Transponder gets taken out of the Jailbird, right?
By MC Gainey.
No, actually, Dave Chappelle takes the transponder and puts it on that.
Oh, that's right. No, MC Gainey takes it out, gives it to
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. And Dave Chappelle.
Maybe if you would have watched the movie.
He
keeps chirping at this girl for like an hour.
And then he puts it in there. Yeah.
He must be.
And so Chappelle gets crushed by a wheel well and dies in the wheel well, freezes. He has one of the worst deaths off screen. Ooh. But anyway.
His face, I remember when I first saw it, looking at Dave Chappelle's face. It's like.
No, I'm like, that's a dummy, but it's a solid dummy. I'm fine with that dummy.
Oh, also another thing.
I'm not finished.
They stole it from Die Hard. Remember I said this is Die Hard on a plane?
I'm not fucking
the
finished.
body to let them know.
I wrote down Pinball Parker or whatever.
You don't have to yell at me. Please don't yell at me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Johnny Pinball. What is his name? Pinball?
Pinball. They call him Pinball.
But what's his full? Pinball Parker? Pinball Palmer?
I don't know.
His just fall.
Yeah.
Onto that asshole Fresno businessman bird poop bitch. My God, that was the best.
I know.
That was my favorite part of the movie because the corpse just.
I wish everybody.
It was realistic.
I wish everybody honking at me in traffic driving a Tesla would get a body.
Please, Cybertruck. I want
not Dave Chappelle though.
I want some at the time mid-level comedy club act that's foraying in movies to land on my car and explode it.
Like a Louis C.K.
Yes, please. I want him to land face down in his own jerk off. Okay. Scott, my favorite part of the movie is the transponders on Bob's Big Burgers, Scenic Tours, and Burger Tours, and they're doing burger tours all over cars.
Say burger tours one more time, please.
It's Bob Big Burgers and Big Burger Warehouse. Big Burger.
The alliteration on this podcast right now is...
But... Cole Meany, our Scottish and or Irish prick, whose car is destroyed by the Jailbird. they have to look out the side of the chopper and go, oh my God, that's not our bird. That's Bob's Big Burgers Tours and Outlets. They had to read it to know that it wasn't the Jailbird. That was my favorite part of the movie. I knew, and that's when I knew it wouldn't make $224 million domestically and/or worldwide.
Cool. So you just gave up what it made.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
no. He made that number up completely.
You got to guess it now. Tom, you got to guess the inflation.
When did you see this movie for the first time?
When I was like maybe 14.
What did you think the first time you saw it?
It was better than it was
now.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite.
Where did you see it in a theater or at home?
I saw it at home.
In Lake Tahoe, near Carson City, Nevada, where this movie takes place.
Where the sandstorms, where there's sand everywhere.
You saw it at home because all they had was drive-in theaters in the Dust Bowl where you lived?
Yeah. It was either it was dust or it was movies. That's all we could do in Carson City, where there's no dust at all.
Or play slots.
Yeah. Play slots and ruin your lives.
Cool.
But yeah, I saw 14.
You saw 14 on your parents' cattle farm?
Scott, there's a moment in the movie.
Grew up in Reno, Lake Tahoe area. I don't know.
No, I did not. I did South Lake. It was on the California side. It's very important.
Oh, super.
No, because if you're on the Nevada side,
then
you are not as good.
Oh, so on the California side.
Can I ask a question about the movie? Is that okay?
Yeah. When did you first see this movie?
I saw this movie when I was a young kid. I was probably like 12 or 13 when I saw this.
Who'd you see it with?
My family.
Name them personally.
Steve and Sheila.
Sean, did you watch this at home with your family?
My mom did not put the washcloth over my eyes because there were no boobs.
She took the washcloth off your eyes so you can see this movie?
No, it was a never. So when I would watch movies with my parents in the 90s when I was young, if it was a boob movie, she would have it prepped. So I think she knew that Con Air wasn't a boob movie. Even though you see, Danny Trejo's arm hanging in the ether.
Yeah.
You also see Danny Trejo trying to do multiple essays.
Yeah.
Also, just any movie with Danny Trejo is borderline NC-17. I mean, has he made a movie that's not borderline NC-17?
Maybe not, because that's what he's typecast. But in real life, he's the nicest guy. It sucks that he got typecast as a
drives down
dirtball.
Victory Boulevard near my apartment to go to the Van Nuys golf course maybe twice a week. It's always, I'm not kidding. And
you
wave at
him?
Yes. And it's literally one of those vehicles where he is down here and he's driving like this. Yeah. Down Victory Boulevard, which is like a 405 intersection. So it's 4 lanes, 45 mile an hour. He's cooking.
Wait, he has hydraulics?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so great.
It's like a DeVille. It's like a 57 Chevy, like Bolo Young's chest. Oh, that's a callback. That's so good for everybody.
I feel so bad that he got flattened like a Korean pancake.
I had a quick thought about the movie. The part of the movie where they're at the Lerner airfield. They're at the Lerner airfield and the plane is like, oh, are we going to stop? Ah! Yes. And then MC Gainey takes out the front wheel and they dive and there's a propane tank and it's... And the plane gets right up to the propane tank. It's about an hour into the movie.
I think so.
I so badly was like, what if it hits, blows up, and then cuts to black? Jerry Bruckheimer. That's the movie. Everybody dies. The prisoners die. Nobody wins.
Boom.
Cole Meany wins. His car doesn't get exploded.
R.I.P. Don Simpson.
Oh, no. R.I.P. Phil Schwartz, the guy that died making this movie because a plane engine landed on his head.
That is a good fun fact.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yes.
Really?
Dude,
a guy died making this movie. Plane fell on him.
They made I think a stunt plane, the plane they use, which isn't the plane they use to transport passengers. It's like a regular 737. But the plane they use in the movie, they were using it for real flights or whatever for the movie, and I think in one of the cuts or whatever, it landed on a guy, killed him. They're like, oops, keep rolling.
Yeah, it was such a great shot.
And then guess what?
He earned
it. Had to keep rolling.
They sold the same Con Air plane to a shipping company, I think in Alaska or whatever, after the movie.
Yep.
And it crashed and killed everybody.
It killed a guy. Another guy.
Con Air.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and
I'm so happy it did so well. The movie did so well.
Hey, do you guys know what Simon West, the director, was famous for before this movie?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna make you down.
He directed.
Never lie to hurt you. I can't wait for Tony to cut to this video in the edit. It's gonna be never gonna give you up.
It's the Rick roll. So Simon West directed.
So he goes from music video to $75 million budget movie. Yeah.
So Simon West did
Never Gonna
that
Give,
song.
Never gonna give.
Tony will cut to it. Just
Never gonna give you.
We've known each other.
Did I say this? Did I tell you this? Because we'll get into some fun facts before we do the budget and the Rotten Tomatoes box office. They offered. I think I already said this, but they wanted Bruce Willis. Really, Bruckheimer obviously has a history with Willis. He wanted him to play Cyrus. I think it would have just been too Jackal. It would have been too, hey, come out to L.A. I'm a nice guy, but I'll kill you.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Con Air.
Stallone and Kurt Russell both read for Cameron Poe, but hated the script.
Oh yeah, I don't blame.
And him. Stallone would have been like, if I'm coming in, I'm gonna write the script.
Well, because Stallone was probably reading the script and reading like what we're criticizing right now, because he's a writer, so he read it and he was like, "This is garbage."
I mean,
and who else? Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell turned it down too. He thought it sucked. Yeah, I mean, he just done Passenger 50 or Executive Decision. So it's like, that's the same movie.
97? Tango and Cash was when?
Right around that same time.
Yeah.
No, Tango and Cash was 89. Remember, his last movie made in the 80s.
Yeah, that's right. 89. Wait.
It was December 22nd,
Executive
89.
Decision he did, and he was like,
I think it was like 95.
Yeah, I'm a little better than this.
And that's a great one. We got to do that for the pod.
Sure.
Well, I have questions because why would they not want to? I thought, like,
yes,
in terms of a storyline, that's very, like, it's very unique.
Which part?
Like the entire story.
What
like,
story?
Of Con Air?
Yeah, they're flying because that doesn't happen. Like,
I mean, the guy literally got the idea at a bar or at a hearing where he just heard of, there's a plane that flies convicts. And he's like, and he was like, Hollywood.
Tony,
that was wild.
Tony,
you know what I mean?
Take the stuff out, Tony. And he's not even there right now.
But you know what I mean. That is literally how this town works. Is a douchebag, usually a 48 or older year-old douchebag, will be listening to someone else's ideas. And then he will go, I want that. I own a studio. Give me idea. Yeah. And then he will...
and masturbate himself.
Bruckheimer.
Explosions.
It's Steve Jobs inventing the iPhone.
Exactly.
Yeah. But to come back, great idea. I know that they and this was what I was asking my girlfriend is that so they transport prisoners, correct? Like but it's a real thing. Normally extradition though, right? Like it's not they don't just take like prisoners from one place in a plane to another place.
They would never have a guy in prison for hitching a ride get on the same plane as Garland Green.
You're free, but get on this fucking plane, buddy.
You're about to get out of jail. We're gonna put you on with a bunch of these Manson killers.
There's Dahmer, there's Bundy, there's Gacy. Have a blast.
Yeah, good luck.
They'd put him on a bus.
But I mean, good idea. I liked it.
It's great.
Like I'm like, this is fun.
Cameron Poe.
Here's a fun fact. Hey, here's a fun fact. The ending
what the hell's your
was supposed to take place.
Yeah.
They were supposed to crash into the White House.
Holy shit.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Was there a bunny there?
Put it down.
Put down the bunny. Sean, put down the bunny.
Put it down. I'm going to save the fucking day.
You're goddamn right. I'm going to save the fucking day.
A thought, too. Not a fun fact. Just, Tom thought, which is a fun fact as well, by the way. But, so Larkin and Poe. That's...
That's a law firm. Larkin and Poe.
No, Edgar Allan Poe's newest relative is Larkin Poe.
Oh.
So I just was wondering because there's a band named Larkin Poe. And so I was wondering.
It's got to be. Yeah, that feels like a.
Just feels like a weird which
does
never
Bruckheimer
but I just
feel that meta? No, it's accidental.
No, but I don't know though.
So Edgar Allan Poe has a cousin named Larkin.
Has a great the great relative of Edgar Allan Poe is Larkin Poe.
You went that far back, Tom?
No, that's because of a band I like called Larkin Poe.
There's such a.
And I was like, his name is Larkin. Last name's Larkin. Last name's Poe. I'm like,
there's a band called Larkin Poe. What kind of music do they play?
What you expect from Larkin? They were actually the relatives of Larkin Poe.
They sound like a band that you listen to when you cut yourself,
Yeah,
Tom.
when you're sad,
cut yourself in the tub,
you
don't
just
you?
want to cry all night. But no, it's a real that's a real name of a person. I'm like,
That is pretty.
How random is
that's
that their
pretty
last
insane
names
that
are
you
Larkin
picked that
Poe.
up. Larkin Poe.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Nice fun fact. Here's a fun one.
Yep.
Guess who they
more
wanted?
fun than this. I'm
Guess
sure.
who they wanted for Edgar Allan? They wanted They wanted Patrick Swayze. Too serious.
Too much throat cancer. Wouldn't work.
I just made eye contact with everyone involved in the production that is not Scott, and they all had the same look.
Oh.
Wow. Patty Swayze, your family, anyone with the Patrick Swayze Foundation, I apologize on behalf of the Buddy Cop
Our
podcast.
thoughts go out to the Patrick.
Ghost, Pottery, anyone out there that has any Utah, give me 2. If you're out there, we are sorry. We love you, Patty.
Done it. You would have still been here.
And doesn't Michael Douglas have the throat cancer and Patty was pancreatic?
Michael Douglas has had throat cancer since Romancing
No,
the Stone.
hold on. If you're gonna throw dirt all over Patty Swayze's corpse, I think it's pancreatic. I don't think it's throat. Throat is Mikey Douglas,
Mikey
who's
Douglas is
still alive,
pancreatic.
cunnilingus-ing his way to a death. Okay.
I want to go out so bad, just like
All right. I want to do a couple fun facts. Did you?
Jesus.
The name of this movie in
I get my cancers all screwed up.
the name of this movie in other countries was called The Wings of Hell.
Oh my god.
Kind of
I
like
that
it.
more, though. I like that.
I actually
Does that sound like a
no
band
no
that you listen
go
to?
watch the go watch
band you
yeah it's
cut
like air
yourself to,
after the break we got Angels and Airwaves and The Wings of Hell on KQ 102. Put the bodies on my wall.
Throw off. Send a message on the body. Throw it off the plane.
Okay.
Nice.
J.J. Abrams cleaned up this script.
J.J. Abrams
Yeah,
did come in.
yeah. He came in and was like, Cameron Poe. Let's make that Cameron
You know what I think the
Poe.
inspiration for this movie was?
I can't
Or
wait.
maybe
to hear it.
the inspiration now is? I think it's Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. Do you have a terrible airline experience? Be a prisoner on Spirit Airlines.
Do you need to hop a quick flight to Crescent City? Jump on with a bunch of convicts. We're Spirit Airlines.
Did you know that Crescent City is actually the nickname for New Orleans? I bet you didn't. Spirit Airlines.
You know, Spirit Airlines, it used to be a French Airlines taking you to Croissant City. But instead, we're going to Crescent City with a bunch of people that will essay you.
Spirit Airlines. Do you like $8 flights that charge $12 for oxygen? It's Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines, you don't have to wear a mask. You're an American. Or a seatbelt. Doesn't matter. We'll throw you out of the window.
Oh, Spirit Airlines. You want a seat? We don't have them. Stand up like you're on the subway. It's Spirit.
Spirit Airlines. Do you wear overalls to work and wear a red hat wherever you go? Spirit Airlines. We'll
Spirit Airlines. You're worried about Wi-Fi? We don't even have toilets. It's Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines. We have an in-flight movie and we'll serve you a cup of noodle. It's already opened. Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines. No, you don't get to go. Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines. Jump on the handlebars. We'll get you there.
Spirit Airlines. Our in-flight movie is actually a ShamWow infomercial. Spirit Airlines. Yo,
Spirit Airlines found a nut on the floor. It's yours. Enjoy it. Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines. Grab an oar. We'll row you there.
You're gonna go.
We are so sorry. We're going to lose Spirit Airlines as our sponsor.
Damn it! They were our biggest one.
There goes our flights to El Centro, California. I'm going to miss those flights to TJ.
Okay. Last thing before we do box office Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not going to be the last.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
He was in this?
He wanted the part of Garland Green so bad. He lobbied. He pitched.
Garland Green again?
The Marietta Mangler. Steve Buscemi.
Ooh.
He would have been good.
He
would've been funny.
He would have, but you know what he would have done? I want to come in here and I want to eat whatever foot. I want to fuck. I want to drink. I want to sing. I want to chew. All while my girl doesn't tell me what to do because I'm the Marietta Mangler and I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn because I'm Dennis Leary.
Yeah, he would have wanted to smoke a cigarette the whole time and just gone off on his old like.
You know what the problem is with
MTV,
Con Air? Why we shouldn't be on Con Air? Because prisons are fascist. Rescue me.
You know what? I don't like the Beastie Boys. Okay, Beastie Boys, check your head because there's nothing in it. Okay, Beastie Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a beastie boy because you beat your girl and you're beastie with your girl and you beat him.
Oh my God, Dennis, is that you? That was a perfect impression. We're nailing it.
Okay, box office.
Box office.
What, Scott, do you think the budget was on Con Air in 1997?
Fuck, this is gonna be this is gonna be like the U.S. deficit. It's like hundreds of trillions.
Jerry Bruckheimer, so you know it's big.
Are you covering your phone again? Are you fucking serious, dude?
We'll see if you look.
What?
We'll see if you look.
I'm looking at your phone right now.
Stop looking over here.
I can't see anything. It's black.
Could you stop?
Yeah. All right. What's the budget on Con Air 97 Bruckheimer?
97 Bruckheimer film, Con Air. Please cover your phone. I would say it's going to be 100 million.
Tom?
I already looked.
So I can't 75 million is the budget.
That's what I looked at, yeah.
Wow. I said the box office earlier, but do you remember it?
And they blew up the Sands Casino.
Yeah, which was already scheduled for demolition, so let's relax here.
So
yeah. we didn't talk about
also no,
crashing that shit.
The Vegas people in Vegas were calling the cops. They were calling 911 because of the filming. The planes were so low, flying into Sands, blowing up Sands. Sands at the time was ready to be demolished. Yeah, use it, blow us up.
Yeah.
Blow up Sands. People are calling the cops. Let a community know. Let a city commissioner.
Bruckheimer doesn't care. He threw that DeLorean money at them.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing I said to you.
224 million.
Of what?
This did the box office. 220 R-rated. 97, a Nick Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich poster, Con Air.
Danny Trejo, we're talking.
Cameron Poe's wanting to get home for Christmas.
You know, it was kind of a joke, too, that they named it Con Air because that was the blow dryer company.
Yeah, that's what I use it all the time, obviously.
Use it Con Air?
Truly.
No? Not even on
you do.
Not even on your face pubes?
Your hair's flowing and beautiful and voluminous.
I know.
All right, here's the next question. Scotty. What?
I just go like this.
What do you think the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie? Critics
gave this movie 70%.
Okay. Tom? Critics. Jerry Bruckheimer.
Those critics. 80, 81.
Okay. Critics gave it 58%.
Fuck that. I mean, I don't know.
But you know who loved it? Our boy, Roger Ebert, the big dog. He loves it every time. He loved the set pieces. He's just like Daddy. He's just like Papa Leary. He comes in and he sees the big sets. He sees the plane. He sees the cord connected to the plane. He sees the car connected to the plane. He's like, that shit rips. Roger Ebert loved it. Peter Travers, our boy over at Rolling Stones, hated it. Okay. Yeah. Audience score 1 to 100. What did the audience give Con Air?
Well, audiences are a bunch of idiots. So I would say they gave it.
Audience, don't worry about it. He's lying.
They're not alive. 64.
64? What do you got?
Me being an audience member, I would say 92.
75. So the audience liked it more than the critics. Audience loved the nonsense of it. Yeah. Okay,
I loved it.
What's Scott's? I know you did. Scott's real Rotten Tomato score.
My real Rotten Tomatoes score, I would give it like a 65. Fun.
A little lower than I thought.
I had fun. I would watch it again, but every time I watch it, I like it a little less.
I thought you were going to say that. Tom, what did you say for this one?
I didn't like Dave Chappelle in it.
0 to 100.
I thought Nick Cage was jacked. He was fun to look at.
He was
hot.
Yeah, ripped.
His upper clavicular pec area.
I like it. He was so fucking jacked in this movie. My God.
Yeah, he looked like Ninja Warrior.
He almost was a borderline too jacked.
Yeah, he was just greasy.
I'm like, how many green beans did you eat?
It looked like you sprayed him.
What was your score?
Me personally, I'd say. I
mean, he was literally mouth right here.
I would honestly say that personally, I would say for me, 84.
84.
Cool. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Nick Cage would not open his mouth, so he could have been.
Yeah, you hated the accent.
He could have been mute the entire time, and I would have liked it. It would have been like a 98%.
He could have just given looks the whole time to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With big with the mullet eyes.
So why they decide to do him, either do the mullet or the accent separately? Why did you have to have both those together?
Oh, not both together.
And was he did he suffer a brain injury in the army or whenever he's so he just talked that way normally. Okay.
You're so upset about it.
Well, because I mean, come on, like this is like, the.
No, thing is,
Mama said.
I didn't hate it.
Mama said.
I didn't hate
Mama
it.
said.
Mama told me.
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Here's my rabbit. You want my rabbit? It's a little bit dirty. If you're a decorated war hero, you can't speak English normally.
Sean.
Scott.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Scott, wake up.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The reason why he said he made the choice because, like I said, he had to be an Army Ranger in the service because that explained why he wouldn't leave his guy behind, right?
Army Ranger.
An Army Ranger. Because then it wouldn't make sense why he's jumping. Like, all he wants to do is get home to his wife and child. That's all he keeps talking about. But then he stays on the plane. So the audience would be like, this is stupid. So it had to show that he had a reason. I will never leave a man behind.
I get
He's honorable. And then the Southern thing is so that he completely, there's a lot of fast talkers on the plane. So it made him very grounded, very American, and very calm no matter what. And that he was the very calm not ladies man, but like family man, wanted to get back. So he made that choice to show that he was a Southern grassroots Army Ranger, and it separated him completely from the fast-talking other criminals. That's why he made that choice. So it was weird, but it did make him instantly... It made him instantly a likable and believable character. So even when he killed the guys and went to jail, you're like, he's a nice dude.
Yeah, but I mean, it felt like it was out of Mice and Men, where it's like Lenny.
I know. Everybody that...
I didn't mean to hurt the lady.
No, that's a good call.
I just defended
Everybody
my
likes
country.
a neurodiverse hero with a mullet.
Neurodiverse mullet hero is the new Kate.
All right, anyways, BTP, I'm done. I'm good.
Okay.
In the focus groups, they were like, mullet, neurodiverse, sounds good.
Yeah.
Is he autistic? Bring it in.
I've got this at an 89%.
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
a notoriously high grader.
Why didn't you give it a 90?
I think there's a moment in the movie where it goes from they take off from like Cyrus has that great moment where
You knocked 1% off for that.
where the not big bad but partner bad who he's in cahoots with kind of tries to double cross him, and he goes sigh, and he goes Anara. And lights him on fire and just like.
But it was good though.
That's worth 5%.
And I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's worth 5%.
No, I know. That got me up to a 96, right? Oh. And then it brought me down 7 is the next 5 minutes of the movie is John Cusack and Cole Meany up in the helicopters and the Apache helicopters shooting at Con Air. Yeah. And the movie goes from, they've overtaken the plane. What are we going to do? To now, it's a landing on the Las Vegas Strip. It just changed movies of like, I love that.
The ending was garbage.
No, but I love a separate movie. I love a separate movie.
It should have ended when it crashed and had Cameron Poe like fight him, whatever, and then die. Yeah. But then it turned into a cartoon where he like got like
on
fell on
motorcycles
and then fell onto the concrete thing, and the thing smashes his head.
I like that he got the head smash. His head smash was awesome. The lead up to the head smash should have been done at the first crash site.
Look, that's Cameron
because
Poe
you guys,
jumping on a
I wrote this down.
Truck.
They end at the Sands, which is on the Strip. Then the motorcycle chase through the tunnel takes them to downtown Las Vegas. You see the Fremont Street experience. The jets, Jerry Bruckheimer has jets in the electromagnetics at Fremont Street. Do you know what Fremont Street is in downtown Las Vegas?
Absolutely.
It is not the Strip.
Yeah.
It is not even close. Yes. And then literally he turns a quarter and they're back at Riviera, which is on the Strip.
Yeah. Movie's trash.
Absolute trash. Takes me to an 89. I would have much rather have had the Vegas ending be like it felt so rushed of Cyrus is shooting out the back of the plane at the two helicopters like fuck you guys. And it just went to, we're going down. We're going down. Vegas. I got to put this baby on the Strip. We're not going to make it to the airfield. Right. That just felt a touche rushed. Takes me to an 89. Otherwise, this movie fucking rips.
It did, for me, honestly, ripped as well.
Really? Cusack hated it.
I hated parts of it. Loved the movie.
John Cusack hated his time on the movie. He used it as leverage with the studio, with Touchstone, with Disney to get more movies.
Because then he did High Fidelity.
Hated this movie.
High Fidelity was okay.
I'm
a huge Cusack fan.
We're gonna Cusack out of here.
I love John Cusack.
I don't know if I do.
I
I didn't love him in this.
It's because he looks too much like Joan Cusack.
I did not like him.
He
in
doesn't
this.
brag about it, but he's a dope martial artist too.
But was he in what the fuck?
Yep,
What-
he
Grosse Pointe. He was in Grosse Pointe Marshall.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Grosse Pointe Marshall.
Yeah, where he plays the Fuka hitman. Fuka.
Fuka.
A hot take before we get out of here. I have it fresh, so I just want to go to it. I would have thought it would have been cool if the Larkin character or the Cole Meany character would have been played by a William Baldwin and Alec Baldwin, and they would have been bad. I would have liked either Larkin or Cole Meany's character, the Irish guy with the curly hair. I don't know what his name is in the movie. Yeah. If one of them would have been helping Cyrus. And then I would have loved at the end of the movie if it ends with Steve Buscemi playing craps, seeing that DEA or FBI or U.S. Marshal guy that was in on it walking up to his room, and then you see Buscemi follow him. Like a Silence of the Lambs, I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Oh, that's good.
Like where at full circle we get Buscemi of like, yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he's going to go get another meal, but it's someone we hate. I would have liked one of the U.S. Marshals to be bad because I felt Cusack's character was lacking.
You know, it's a cool fun fact, or not a fun fact, but a cool old story. When this movie came out, I remember I was taking a film.
Colonic.
No, after the colonic, I was taking a film class. It was this little like elective that I took where you can learn editing way back in the day, and you had to re-edit like a trailer, like a film trailer. And this film trailer was the one that I re-edited. And I made it like a whole different story. I just remembered it right now.
That's awesome.
But it was funny. I made it as Cameron Poe was like the bad guy. I forget exactly how I did, but he's just staring at the whole thing. He's like,
he represents corporate America. I'm a husband. I need my wife. I need my daughter.
I made it like I re-edited it like he just kills everybody on the plane.
And in reality, I think he only kills one guy.
I put Dave. I think I edited it where he was like, did something, he pulled the gun, shot, and then the next thing you see is just Dave Chappelle falling in the air.
Yeah. I think
Dave Chappelle could. I mean, I love Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he was your hot take. Take him out.
No, put Kevin Hart in or something.
Well, 7-year-old Kevin Hart.
He would have been great. Just young. Hey, they put that little like.
Why did you not like Chappelle? Just on a piggyback, like.
I think knowing him now and how good he is, it was just he was a wasted talent.
I think anything pre-Chappelle now, it's pared down.
He came off Men in Tights in '95, and they're like, let's put him in. He's the new comic guy. He was kind of hot at that time, but no one really knew, but he was coming up, and then he kind of leveled out. So it's like they just wasted his talent. And then he jumped in with Martin Lawrence, did some Martin Lawrence movies. And you know, he didn't blow up till the Dave Chappelle show, but these movies just didn't do anything for him.
Half Baked was another one that was similar.
Was so good.
But it's the same guy and everything.
But other comedians would have been great on it. I think at that time, like Martin would have been good on it.
Yeah, did it have to be a black guy? Like, could you have used Sandler? Could you have used like a white comic, an older? I think you could have used like a Rodney Dangerfield. Not maybe that old, but someone that you would go like a stand-up that you would never think for that.
Of the 90s, who would have been good in Dave Chappelle's role of the 90s? The 90s comic who was
Howie Mandel.
No, he was like 80s. A 90s comic at that time that was kind of getting hot. Chris Rock.
Stuff, yeah.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock would have been good. And you would have believed him getting tossed out like, shut the fuck up.
He would have had better ad-libs because I think that Dave Chappelle's not good at that kind of acting stuff. I think he's good at his storytelling.
He's not an actor.
You know, he talks a little too slow.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's not an actor. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But you could have had a fast talking like Kevin Hart on there.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good call. What would that have been like, you think?
I don't know.
Motherfucker.
Shit. Let me tell y'all, motherfucker, son. We got too many fucking people on this plane. God damn it, where's the rock? Bang. Throw him out the plane. Here we go. All the same, throw him out the plane. Here we go. We got too many motherfucking white boys up in here. Where my wife and kid? Where the rock at? God damn it. Want some Fabletics? Ha ha.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is...
No, I got my hot take.
Oh, shit. Okay. Sure. My bad.
A quick one.
Yeah.
This is like the third straight episode in a row that I have not given you your flowers.
I know, it's okay, because I don't matter to you at all. It's fine. I want Cyrus the Virus to have his own movie.
Yes.
Like I want to know about his
that
entire
universe.
Like that.
How do you get liquid bombs into a prison?
I want like an origin story about every one of them.
Yeah.
Because it's
Diamond
like,
Dog.
That is a
Diamond
Jerry
Dog.
Bruckheimer movie. He
Yeah, it
makes
is.
characters that you're like, I love this person.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Let me know about all
Cyrus the Virus.
Maybe not a hot take then. Apparently, we all
Oh
want
no,
it, but
no, that's like an agreeable take.
yeah.
Okay.
John Malkovich too.
Johnny
He's so
Malk,
fucking
Oscar
good.
winner,
Yeah.
Oscar nominee.
I was like saying to Sean, I'm like, I don't think he's acting because
You
he's
could
so
link
good
it
at
in the
such a
same.
fucking
You could have
dick,
linked
yeah.
it in the same universe as where he plays. I think it was the movie with Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire or whatever. Where he plays
Oh
the psycho-
yes,
He could have been the same
Kills
person.
Dylan McDermott in The Headshot.
Ooh, great.
Yeah, The Practice.
Stand over there.
Like, we
I'm
can-
going to
we can
shoot
stop us, but it's the
you
question.
in the
No,
face.
we're good.
Wait, but I want to ask. Like, I've never seen. This is off this, but never seen Being John Malkovich. Is it good?
You're okay.
Yeah, it's an Oscar winner.
You're fine.
Yeah,
It-
but it's
like,
not in
I'll
the.
be okay if I don't
it's
watch
not
it,
in
or-
the vein of the show.
Put it on the background while you're vacuuming. You'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Cameron Diaz before she.
Cammy D's before she was after she was the
Oh,
mask.
Mask was like that was like a big crush as a kid. Was
then-
Big crush as a kid. That's the end of the show. That is Con Air, the 1997 smash hit. Make sure you email the show, thebuddycoppodcast at gmail.com. Make sure you find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, The Buddy Cop Podcast, at The Buddy Cop Podcast. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe. If you're on podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, we're all over there. Make sure you check it out. Thank you so much. I think we're going to be back next week for Point Break. Utah, give me two.
Yes, and make sure if you're on YouTube or anything, like comment.
Yep.
You know, tell us what you want to see next. Tell us what you disagreed
Yeah,
with.
yell at us.
We have people. I made a comment about Michael Biehn, who played Hicks in Aliens, and I said he never did anything after Aliens, and I got
No, I said that. I think I said that.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
and
and
I got
scared,
crushed. Yeah,
and we got a list.
Yeah.
yeah, we got a list. Here's all the movies.
You got defriended by like
Yeah.
100 people.
But in any way, that's Con Air. That's 1997, and
Yeah. Roll credits.
Buscemi rolls credits.